Hi, I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. This video is the 7th installment in my Discussion in Philosophies video lecture series, and as you know, this series is dedicated to discussions around philosophical issues, around pop culture, and this discussion has to do more with pop culture. In pop culture, there is the idea of a dystopic future. And in this dystopic future, there is obviously the demise of human supremacy, humanity's supremacy of the globe. And we as human beings, of all nationalities, of all ethnicities, of all races, we lose our global dominance. And this future is dystopic in that regard, right? So the presentation of this dystopia, I found, comes in one of two main sort of pop culture contemporary themes. This dystopia arises either by the debasement of humanity to its lowest common denominator, and I'll explain that in a second, or the advancement of humanity by its maximized concerted force, right? Human beings maximize their creativity, their intellect, and that maximized existence destroys human beings entirely almost, or create a condition in which the destruction of human beings is normalized, or there is a state of existence where the debasement of human beings, where human beings as almost sub-humanity becomes that which is set to destroy human existence. And I found that with respect to the sub-humanity or the debasement of humanity as far as the main narrative for this dystopic future, this comes into place in terms of the zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse is just that, and I'll explain that in a second. With respect to the advancement, the maximization of our intellect as the cause for the destruction of humanity, that manifests in terms of the dominance of robots and artificial intelligence and us versus the machine. So there are two main narratives in contemporary sort of American, or maybe even Americana, right? It's I wouldn't say it's uniquely American, but American pop culture is completely infused with dystopic narratives in which this dystopic future arises as a consequence of the debasement of humanity or the advancement of humanity. So if you were then to, since the stage has been set, if you're then to compare the idea of the zombie apocalypse versus the destruction of human beings by artificial intelligence and the machines, as a philosopher, there's a rather glaringly obvious question that you have to ask. And this is the discussion point. The discussion point is, why do we have these narratives within our culture, these dystopic narratives within our culture, and why do these dystopic narratives assume either of the two extremes? Either a dystopia as a consequence of human advancement, or a dystopia as a consequence of human debasement, rather than a dystopia as a consequence of being human, right? The true horror in dystopia, in a dystopic future, is the dystopia that arises as a consequence of us just doing what it is that we do, whatever that is, right? As Agent Smith says in The Matrix, "You guys remind me more of a virus," and then he goes into that epic speech with Morpheus, right? This idea of a dystopic future in which human beings, the last few remnant colonies of human beings dispersed throughout the globe, try to repopulate the earth and recreate that which was lost as either a consequence of this depraved subhumanity in terms of the zombie apocalypse, or this maximized artificial intelligence which then comes to dominate human existence, is a narrative. It's a very, very powerful narrative. And for me, I see the two extremes, but I also see the middle. And the question that I have is, what is your take on dystopia with respect to either the advancement of humanity, the debasement of humanity, or humanity itself? So with that, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell. Have a good day.